Good afternoon. We're back with more Marvel Champions, and today will be a hero spotlight for Venom. Be playing a Venom deck with Clarity of Purpose. Clarity of Purpose synergizes pretty well with Venom's hero power and with Project Rebirth to heal off the damage. Then we'll be running leadership cards, Welcome Aboard, and Major Victory as well. And we'll see how it goes. I tested a lot of different decks with Venom. And to be honest, I was a little bit disappointed with how Venom performed. I was hoping for better from him, at least equivalent to Star-Lord, but I just didn't see that with any particular Venom deck. But we'll run Venom against Klaw on expert difficulty to start, and we'll see how he does. Tried a wide variety of different Venom decks before this video, and none of them were as good as I hoped. We'll see how this goes. So we don't need 3 Welcome Aboards with no allies. That's a pretty bad draw. Alrighty, and then we use the setup to discard cards from the top of the deck until we discard a weapon upgrade. Not the one we're hoping for, we're always hoping for multi-gun. So let's get started. Venom's hero power, of course, take 1 damage to generate a wild resource is very useful. We're going to use Make the Call to get out Clarity of Purpose, and we'll use Clarity of Purpose to deal 1 damage and generate a resource, and Venom to deal 1 damage and generate a resource. And we'll use Strength as well and get out Nick Fury. And we'll draw 3. And we'll use, I would like to use Behind Enemy Lines here. So Rapid Response and Ironheart for Behind Enemy Lines to get 3 threat off the side quest and get a Confuse. And I'll use Savage Attack to get out Venom's pistol. We'll attack for 3. And attack for 2 and take out Melter. And draw 4. So pretty good first turn. 1 threat, 1 attack. Of course, Klaw gets 2 boost cards. And we got a weapons runner. And then 1 encounter card since we're on expert difficulty, and that will be Tiger Shark. That's a tough one. So, what do we want to do here? We can go 2 resources, and get out Beast, grab a resource card, and use that to pay for Venom's pistol. Then we can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and take out Tiger Shark and draw 4. 1 threat, 1 attack. I'll have Venom tank this. He can defend for 4 now with his pistols. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so 1 damage. 1 from the weapon runner, and then an encounter card, which will be Masters of Evil. Discard until a Master of Evil minion is discarded. Put that minion into play. So off to a rough start, I will say. Probably should have used Grasping Tendrils. Need to get in the habit of looking for it in my hand. So if I'd used Clarity and Venom to generate resources for Grasping Tendrils and stop the attack, I'd have Venom's action available. And I could, yeah, I'd be just fine, I think, if I'd done that. Let's go Clarity and Venom for I'm going to use Locked and Loaded to look for the multi-gun. we'll use the 2 resources plus Maria Hill for the multi-gun. Take out the weapon runner. Thwart for 2. And I'm gonna play Project Rebirth and flip to Alter Ego here. And then draw 5. So we got 2 threat, and Klaw is confused, and then a scheme from Whirlwind and 1 encounter card. Master plan. That's tough. That's very tough. Well, we'll use Project Rebirth to heal again. We'll flip. We'll go 1, 2, 3 for White Tiger and draw 2 cards. We'll go 4, 5, 6 for Whirlwind. Start working on these side schemes. Go 1, 2 for Spider Sense. Run and gun could do some work here, remove 5 threat. So I think I need to do that. Let's ready everything up. Go multi-gun. Remove 3 from there. 2 from there, and then we'll draw 5. Got a Grasping Tendrils, that's good, so we got 2 threat, and then when the villain initiates his attack, we draw a card, and we use Grasping Tendrils for 2 wild resources. When the villain initiates an attack against you, cancel that attack. If you paid for this using strength resources, stun the villain. Then we got 1 encounter card, which will be Caught Off Guard, and we'll discard, I think one of the pistols is the least valuable card that I have. Okay. Well, I think we've stabilized. Use a Venom resource and a Genius for Rocket Raccoon. Go 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we'll just drop a running gun and I think Gamora and draw 5, 4. It's going to be an extra encounter card this turn. 2 threat, remove stun. 2 encounter cards. We got Under Fire. Ouch, that's a big one. The villain attacks you. Do I have Grasping Tendrils? I do not. I'll have Venom tank. So attack is for 2, 3, 4, 5. Versus his 3 defense. Radioactive Man and Masters of Mayhem. So Radioactive Man will attack, which means a random discard from hand and 1 damage. Okay. When the boss attacked, I should have drawn a card. Go Venom resource, run and gun for Savage Attack, Rocket for 4 with Overkill. It was only his 2nd attack. Can go multi-gun to remove threat. And then we're gonna flip to Alter Ego here, I think. Well, it's risky, but I could have... Let's leave Masters of Evil on the table with 1 threat and 4 for 2. If I had one more resource, or if I could use a Venom resource, I'd be okay, because I could remove all the threat and then flip to Alter Ego. I think I'm still going to have to flip to Alter Ego and start healing. I'm going to get rid of all these cards and draw 6. It was a mistake to hang on to Run and Gun, I think. That was greedy. So 1 scheme will be for 4. That'll advance the scheme, and that means a minion. And then 1 encounter card, which will be another armored card. Okay. So let's heal up again. And I'm going to have Venom heal as well, I think. Let's flip. Let's use Welcome Aboard and a Venom resource for White Tiger and draw 2. What allies do I have there? Use multi-gun, remove toughness. Use rocket. Do I want to make the call to get rocket back? I may actually. Make the call, generate a resource, and go Gamora and behind enemy lines and get rocket back. Then we can remove toughness. Go 1, 2, 3, 4. And we'll use Major Victory to play another Venom's Pistol and draw 4. So 2 threat, and when Klaw initiates his attack, we get to draw a card. Weapons Runner, and 1 encounter card, which will be Shadow of the Past. That's a tough encounter card. All of the enraged symbiotes come in. Oops. That isn't what I wanted to do. So if I had a run and gun, I could take them all out. Because the rail gun, the multi-gun can deal 1 damage to each minion. If I had a run and gun, I could do that twice. There is 2 run and guns in the deck, in the discard pile, unfortunately. Well, let's see what we can do. So we can go rocket for 4, multi-gun for 2, Venom for 2, Beast, and grab a resource card. Beast for 2. Now I could take out this quest if I had a way to do it. Ironheart and draw a card. Not a helpful card. But I can take out this side scheme at least. And then we'll go ahead and draw 3. We got a full setup here. So we got 1 threat, 1 attack from Klaw. That's going to be 1 time through the deck. Draw a card with Spider Sense. The attack will go on Ironheart. Okay. 1 damage from Weapons Runner. 2 encounter cards. Enraged Symbiote and Armored Card. Okay. Should have Grasping Tendrils to the attack. But that's alright. It's not going to affect much, except it's going to clog up my hand. Well, let's use the multi-gun to get rid of the symbiote. Let's go Clarity and Venom for behind enemy lines. Move this side quest and add a Confuse. Now let's use Beast for that. And then behind enemy lines to remove this threat. And we'll go ahead and play Klaw. And look for an event. That will be a run and gun. We'll use Klaw to get rid of the toughness. Venom for 3. Get rid of the armored guard. Rocket for 4. And I think we'll just use Make the Call to get Rocket back because he's so good in this scenario with his overkill. He's really carrying. And then we'll draw 5. Okay, so we got the board stabilized now. So 2 threat, 1 attack, draw a card. Symbiote. And 1 encounter card, which will be Claw's Vengeance. Klaw attacks you. If this attack deals damage, place 1 threat. It's going to be another card drawn. Okay, so just multi-gun to get rid of the symbiote, or no, let's multi-gun to remove threat. Let's rocket the symbiote. Let's go welcome aboard and 2 wild resources to draw 3. It's going to be an extra card. I may just go for some damage here. We can get out rapid response. Savage attack for 5 damage. Maria Hill and draw a card, and we'll go Maria Hill and Nick Fury for 3 damage. We'll use Venom to get rid of the toughness. And I think we'll just flip here to Alter Ego. No, I'm not going to flip. We'll just draw 4. See if I can end it this round. Draw a card. Deal 1 damage to each hero. Exhaust each ally you control. Okay. And we'll bring back Nick Fury with rapid response. Just for his enters play effect. Let's see. Do I want to deal damage or do I want to draw? How much damage do I have? I have 4, 5, 6, 12, 16. Not enough. So I can run and gun, so I can deal 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Run and gun. So that's up to 12. 13, 14, 15, 16 if I bring Nick Fury back for damage. 17, 18. But that's not quite enough. It's good, but not quite enough. So I'll just draw 3. And then at the end of the round, Nick Fury's going to leave. But we got 2 encounter cards coming in. Armored Guard and Under Fire. Struggle for control. So we'll do the second option. Put 1 set aside copy of Enraged Symbiote into play. If you cannot, this card gains Surge. Or would I rather just flip and take 2 damage? Let's just flip and... No, I'll do the second thing and just have it surge. Advance for 1, 2... actually, he doesn't advance because he is confused. So remove confuse. Then the second one is going to be Sonic Boom. Spend those resources or exhaust each character you control. Do have a lot of resources: lightning, science, and strength. But I think I'm just going to exhaust my characters. Okay, Nick Fury leaves at the end of the round. So let's go welcome aboard and strength for Beast and grab a resource card. Let's go. How do I want to do this? Multi-gun, remove toughness. Energy for savage attack, which will have overkill. Beasts to thwart. Ironheart, and we'll retire Maria Hill. Draw a card. We'll use a Venom resource, Clarity, and we'll play Run and Gun. So we'll thwart for 1, we'll go 6 damage, and then we'll draw 4. So 2 threat, attack, draw a card, attack on Ironheart. And then we will have 1 encounter card, which is Exhaustion. Master Plan. Venom losing his basic action does tend to hurt quite a lot, because then you can't use the Venom pistols. Let's go welcome aboard, and we'll use the other welcome aboard for a resource and play White Tiger and draw 3. So we can go... Actually, I think I can just end it, right? We can go 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. And we'll go 1, 2, 3 for Run and Gun. Ready up, and then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we can use a Venom resource and Run and Gun to play behind enemy lines. No, can't quite end it. But we'll remove 3 threat and get a confuse. Use Rocket to remove Arms Factory, and then we'll flip, heal, draw 6. And then we got 2 threat, remove confuse, and 1 counter card, which is a surge. Actually, 2 encounter cards because I just decked myself. Okay, and then we just finish it off. So, that was a long fight because the setup ended up being pretty rough. Klaw often can be on expert. We'll move on now to a scenario which Venom struggled against quite a lot. A relatively mild Heroic 1 scenario that will be Crossbones. And we'll see what Venom can do there. So Venom was able to get by Rhino on Heroic 1, Absorbing Man on Heroic 1, which was good, but in the past has struggled against Crossbones on Heroic 1 with a wide variety of decks, including Protection and Leadership decks. Okay. So we got an experimental weapons card. That will be laser rifle, a pretty mild one. We don't need 2 clarity purposes, but we may throw them away to play other things, so that's fine. Discard until we find a weapon. And let's get started. We'll play Clarity of Purpose using Clarity of Purpose. We'll use the resources that we get for Maria Hill and draw a card. Let's get out Venom's pistols. And we'll just go damage. And draw 4. And machine gun for 0, which is good. And 2 encounter cards since we're on Heroic 1. That'll be Hydra Soldier and Assault. And we'll defend for 4. Got another machine gun for 0 again. That's good. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so we take 1 damage. Not too bad. But we are completely exhausted, so let's go Clarity and a Venom resource to get rid of this laser rifle. Let's go 2 for Savage Attack. We'll just let the damage go to waste. 1 encounter card. Major Victory for Project Rebirth, and then we'll draw 5. So 1 threat. And 1 attack, and Venom will defend. No damage. And we have 3 encounter cards here. Shadow of the Past now. This is what happens a lot in this quest. The 2 really tough ones are Shadow of the Past and Legions of Hydra. And Venom's Nemesis is just a killer early in the game. You really just can't deal with it if it comes out early. And we got a Hydra Jet Trooper with Quick Strike for 2 and Caught Off Guard, which will get rid of our probably one of the pistols. Well, no multi-gun yet, no way to deal with any of the symbiotes, so that's just going to be a reset, and we'll try again. So Venom is a bit of a frustrating hero at times because he has a strong kit, but then he's limited in a couple of ways that are not that much fun. And what I mean by that is, number 1 limitation, the setup discarding from the top of your deck until you discard a weapon upgrade is a frustrating mechanic. I think it should probably just say search your deck for a weapon upgrade. And then the Nemesis being 4 symbiotes is pretty ridiculous. If that was 1 minion combined, it would be a minion with 8 health and 8 damage, and that is absurd. And yes, you can reduce pieces of it. Actually, 8 health and 8 damage would probably be easier to deal with because you could use burst damage cards like Savage Attack to deal with it. Having it be pieced into 4 different minions is more difficult, and it just means that you'll have a good setup, or you'll be on your way to a good setup. You'll be enjoying life as Venom, and then you just get kicked in the face by his nemesis. And then early in the game, you're always hoping to get the multi-gun, and only 1 out of 3 times you do, and sometimes you discard a lot of your deck. And then there's the question of, what if you have all of your weapon upgrades in your hand already when you start the game? Then you have to, it's not likely, but you'd have to discard your entire deck and put a acceleration token on the main quest and probably just concede immediately. There aren't really that many good heroes in Marvel Champions. By good, I mean able to defeat all of the scenarios on expert difficulty with the same hero. It's really just Spider-Ham who can do it consistently. And so I don't understand limiting heroes, because it's not like the game is too easy. You have the big three, Magneto, Venom, Goblin, and Ronin, that are ridiculously difficult on expert, and forget about heroic 1. So establishing strong heroes and then putting limitations on them, and I don't think is necessary. At least not for solo play. Let's get started, and we'll see how it goes in this second attempt. Need an experimental weapon. So for context, in the past, Nova, SPDR, and Star-Lord were able to beat Crossbones on Heroic 1 difficulty. Cyclops, Scarlet Witch failed. Captain Marvel and Nebula didn't get this far. So we put Venom right now. He can't get through Crossbones. We put him roughly in the Cyclops or Scarlet Witch category, which is disappointing, because I thought he was gonna get up to like Star-Lord's level. And you'd say, well, maybe it's the deck. Yeah, it could be. It could be the deck. If you have been able to defeat Venom on Heroic 1 difficulty, put your deck in the comments. I would love to see it and try it out for myself, because I like Venom a lot. I'm not convinced this is the best possible Venom deck. I do think it's a good one, and I do think Clarity of Purpose is the way to go with Venom. Protection I had even less success with than Leadership, unfortunately. That hand looks fine, except we don't need behind enemy lines or run and gun to start. Okay, and then we'll discard until we find a weapon. It would also be great if Venom was a web warrior. I know that, like, in terms of the comics lore, there was one storyline where he was, but most of the time he wasn't. And so I don't really object to him not being a web warrior. I object to the way that they did web warrior with Spider-Man and Spider-Woman, but I don't really object to Venom being a web warrior. I just want access to the web warrior allies, because I really want Venom to be good, because he's fun to play with his taking damage to generate resources. He's just frustrating in his power level primarily because of the inconsistent nature of getting the multi-gun out early, and also his nemesis being too strong. So what do we want to do here? Definitely play Avengers Mansion. It's a good way to start. You can get that out early. And we'll go Welcome Aboard for Major Victory. We'll go Rapid Response for Clarity of Purpose, and we'll use Clarity and the Venom resource to get rid of the Power Gauntlets. And we'll deal 1 and deal 2, and then we'll draw 4. So we got Grasping Tendrils, so when the boss goes to attack, we're going to Grasping Tendrils using Clarity. In the Venom resource, it's possible to do once per phase. Cancel the attack and add a stun, and then 2 encounter cards, which will be Exhaustion. Weapon Master, so he attacks. That's gonna surge as well. Full auto, so that's 2 cards. Count the boost icons, 1, 2, 2 damage, and 1 more encounter card, which is Hydra Flame Soldier. So we'll draw a card with Avengers Mansion. Just go 1, 2 for Maria Hill and draw a card. Oh, I should have discarded Make the Call, and then I could have played Ironheart as well. That was a mistake. We'll go 1, 2, ready Venom. Actually, let's use Maria Hill to thwart. We can use Venom and Venom's pistol to take out the Hydra Flame Soldier, then we'll draw 4. So 1 threat, 1 attack, 1 machine gun first for 1 damage. 2 encounter cards. Be Master Plan. Cornered Staff, and we need to discard to add additional threat. And Hydra Jet Trooper for 2 damage with his Quick Strike. So I did have Grasping Tendrils that I could have used there. Maybe I should have. We'll use Avengers Mansion to draw a card, and then we'll go Welcome Home and Clarity for Rocket. Use Rocket with his Overkill to take out Jet Trooper. And we'll go Thwart for 2. Savage Attack for 2nd pistol first, and then we get Thwart for 3. And then I think I'm just going to draw 4. Like to wait until I get Project Rebirth to flip to Alter Ego if I can. So the attack with a machine gun counter 0, that's good. And then actually we're going to Grasping Tendrils. Well, now I'll just defend. No damage, and then 2 encounter cards. Hydra Soldier. I'm trying to preserve the life. Don't have a way to Grasping Tendrils using hand resources, and trying to avoid flipping to Alter Ego until I have Project Rebirth, which is hiding in the bottom of the deck. Unless it came out early when I was discarding for the weapon. No, it didn't. Okay. So we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4 for Beast. Grab a resource. Then we can go Klaw and look at the top 5. That was top 6. Whoops. Top 5. There's Project Rebirth. Alright. Rocket can take out this Hydra Soldier. And we can go 1 threat, 2 threat. And I'm going to leave this weapon. It's a little bit risky, but just draw 4. There's Project Rebirth, so we should be flipping after this round. The attack will go on Klaw. Then we got 3 encounter cards coming. Hydra Flame Soldier. Madam Hydra. At least it wasn't the Legion of Hydra. Hydra Jet Trooper with Quick Strike for 2 damage. Still no multi-gun. Is multi-gun in the last 2 cards of the deck, or did we see it early? No, we didn't see it early. Yeah, it's in the last 2 cards of the deck. That's brutal. Let's draw a card. Last card in the deck. Okay. Well, let's go 1, 2, 3, 4 for Nick Fury. And we'll draw 3. There's 1, 2, 3. I can't afford to play multi-gun and Project Rebirth now. Let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Beast for 2. And I want to get out Project Rebirth. Flip to Alter Ego. We'll heal for 3. Discard and we'll draw 4. Okay, 1 threat, 1 scheme. And that's going to be an experimental weapon. And 2 encounter cards. Surge. Soldier. Concussion grenade. You are confused. Place 1 threat on the main scheme. And Nick Fury leaves at the end of the round. So let's draw a card. Let's heal. Heal with Venom, I think. And then we'll flip. We'll use Clarity and the Venom resource for Savage Attack and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll go 1, 2 for Ironheart and draw a card. 3 for Multi-Gun. And then we'll go 1, 2, 3 and take out the Jet Trooper. And then draw 4. Not in terrible shape here. I'd like to take out these weapons to limit the surges that the boss will get. Attack on Ironheart. 2 encounter cards. Crossbones armor. I keep forgetting about Grasping Tendrils. Hard as nails. That's bad play. Let's draw a card. So let's go 2 resources and play behind enemy lines. Remove the threat, add a confuse. Go 1, 2, 3, 4. Get rid of the armor. Let's see, lightning strength. Thinking run and gun here. And then we'll use the multi-gun to remove the toughness. Deal 4 damage. And flip to Alter Ego and heal for 3. Draw 5. So 1 threat, remove confuse. 2 encounter cards. Under fire. Blink. Raid the armory, Insight 1. Discard until a weapon is discarded. That may just finish off the encounter deck. Yep. So that's just going to be a acceleration token. And that's a surge. 2 attacks or 3 attacks. Gone. And then Crossbones assault. Okay. Well, let's heal up to full. Draw a card. We'll flip. Now we're in pretty good shape, I would say. Multi-gun. Remove the assault, and that means he activates. I'm gonna first play Spider Sense so that I draw a card off of that. If you're in hero form, the villain attacks you with no boost cards. That's going to be an attack for 4. Take it to the face because I want to do damage back. Let's go welcome aboard and locked and loaded for White Tiger and draw. Well, first let's attack and put Crossbones into phase 3. Then we can draw 3 with White Tiger. Run and gun. Also have Make the Call. Make the call for Nick Fury. I think I will. Make the call. Nick Fury. And I think I'm going to go damage mode to try to end this. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 4. And then 6 is 10 damage. I'm just short of having enough to kill him. Well, let's go 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3 for run and gun. Go 1, 2, 3, 4. Move the 2 threat, and then we'll draw 4. It's looking good. 2 threat. Villain initiates attack. We get a card draw, and we get a grasping tendrils. Finally remembering to use it. Cancel the attack and get a stun. Just need to survive these 2 encounter cards. Hail Hydra. So we need to search for a Hydra minion. We can just grab a Hydra regular. Or a Hydra bomber. It's put into play, not revealed. And then Weapon Master. The villain attacks you. He is stunned, but that will surge. Concussion Grenade. You are stunned. Deal 1 damage to your hero. And that's going to do it. Nick Fury leaves at the end of the round. But we've got Multi-Gun and White Tiger to finish off the boss. Okay. Well, I was talking about how much I struggled with this one. I would say I played it a half a dozen times. And this was my first victory. And the key to this victory was that we didn't get the Nemesis and we didn't get Legion of Hydra, which Venom can't deal with. So he can defeat Crossbones on Heroic 1 difficulty if neither of those 2 cards come into play. So let's move on now and we'll try out Venom against Green Goblin Mutagen Formula on Heroic 1 difficulty. And we're back. So, only one hero that I've spotlighted so far has been able to defeat this scenario, and that was Star-Lord. In part because he can take advantage of these face-down encounter cards. I will keep this hand. It's fine. We'll discard until we find a weapon. There went Spider Sense. So we discarded half the deck to find a Venom's pistol. Well, we'll use Locked and Loaded to search for the multi-tool, or the multi-gun. We'll flip. Don't have anything to welcome aboard. Get out the multi-gun. Thinking about actually, no, we'll use Venom's resource to play Venom's pistol. I forgot about that for just a moment. Then we'll take out the Goblin Thrall, we'll deal with this threat, and then we'll draw 3. There's Clarity of Purpose. So I'm not going to Grasping Tendrils this round, I'll wait for Clarity of Purpose. We'll just tank the attack. No damage. And we got 4 encounter cards coming. It's another attack for 1, 2. 1 threat. Regenerative Healing. That does nothing, so it surges. Goblin Thrall. Exhaustion is just a surge. Goblin Glider. And under fire, that's going to be 2 more encounter cards. Goblin Knight, ouch, that's probably a loss. Goblin Soldier. Very, very likely. If you get Goblin Knight or Monster early, you lose. A lot of scenarios have things like that, and There's really no room for error on Heroic 1 difficulty, at least with Venom. He is not strong enough. So we'll get out Clarity of Purpose, and we'll use a resource to get out Project Rebirth. And that's not much more I can do. I can remove Goblin Nation. I think I can survive if I just tank. Then we'll Project Rebirth next time. So I want to Grasping Tendrils. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then 2 encounter cards. Overrun, that's true, I am overrun. Okay, so we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4 for Beast. Get a resource, play Klaw. Look at the top 5 for an event. Go 5 for Goblin Soldier and take a damage. And we're clearly going to have to flip. Go 1 threat. Discard 2. Maybe we don't get a minion. No. Okay. And then Beast to take out Goblin Reinforcements. Actually, there was supposed to be +3 threat there, so I can't take that out. And then we'll flip. We'll start healing. Draw 5. This is going to be over very quickly. 1 threat, 1 scheme for 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're into phase 3. And that means discarding 3 cards and putting the top minion in. And then we have 2 encounter cards, actually 3 encounter cards. Regenerative Healing, that's a blank surge. Goblin Soldier. Goblin Glider for the Goblin Knight. And Goblin Thrall. Okay, we can safely concede at this point. Multi-gun can do AoE. I do have run and gun. Let's see what would happen here. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. And flip. We can go multi-gun. We can go 1, 2, and 3 for run and gun. If we had 1 more run and gun, we might be okay. Take out one of these big guys. Now let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Take out the Goblin Knight. One of the small guys. Let's get out Venom's pistol. Number 2. And then rapid response, and then draw 5. It's an additional encounter card. So, and then we just have 5 threat. Remove stun. Attacks for 1, 2, 3, 4. And 3 more encounter cards, so 4 totals. So Goblin Soldier, Shadow of the Past, and that's gonna officially end it. That's a surge. I guess it's intended to be like if you don't have a, if you have a running gun, you can deal with this really easily. But that's just brutal. If you don't have one. Okay. Well, Green Goblin Mutagen Formula is a bit beyond Venom, really. You need to be kind of a... Mutagen Formula seems to be the gatekeeper for like the S tier. Let's say Star-Lord is like S-, and anybody who can't get past that is probably just going to be like an A tier at best. And I would say that Venom gets to the A tier, along with SPDR and Nova. And then like Cyclops, Scarlet Witch, Captain Marvel. Cyclops, Scarlet Witch would be like a B+, or an A-, and Captain Marvel and Nebula would be like a B. He's a lot of fun. He just is limited by his ferocious nemesis and the inconsistent nature of getting the multi-gun out. And I'm not a fan of those limitations, frankly, because the champion's kit is a lot of fun otherwise, with his multi-gun and his pistols leading to a lot of decisions, and he makes good use of clarity of purpose. It's just that Nemesis is a beast, and that holds him back from getting to like Star-Lord's level. He wouldn't be like Spider-Ham's level in any case, but he could get higher if it wasn't for his Nemesis, for sure. So, thank you for watching.